Hey, I live in California. What floor sign probably also says piso mojado? That's Spanish. It means the same thing. You read it as floor wet. Spanish is only romantic for a romantic moment. Obviously, there's nothing special about a wet floor sign in the restaurant. People can trip on it and such, and wet floors are very difficult to navigate. Sometimes it's social, sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's a vacuum. Notice that the wet floor sign is usually yellow. A color like yellow can describe mileage, rush, waiting, and speed of bags. It's more looking than reading. You hardly notice. Everything can be dry and still be wet. The sign will probably remain for a long moment or a short evening. Once in a while, people trip over the sign. It's not on purpose. But with a happy hour to barely notice, the distance matters of a pair of cool shoes. For that reason, as you could tell with my background here of black, red, and white and such for my tribute to family honor and history, I would like to discuss with you guys how colorism, which is someone's prejudice of colors, can actually impact immigration in America. Let me give you an example. So, some of you are probably those kinds of Americans who do not really like to create art, and thus you probably do not um, study colors very much, or you think that colors are silly, or you think that colors are meaningless, and that your house or your church can only have like a couple of colors that are similar to uh, kind of like a monochrome TV set from the Great Depression era. Now, let me challenge that a little bit and let me ask very, very conservative Americans this. Okay, so, according to at least some of you conservative Americans, if not all, you think it's not important for Americans to create art. And you also do not think that it's important for Americans to see what colors are out there. You do not really think it's important for Americans to, to go to college or university and study what colors are, as in like to study what colors we have in this world. That may sound like a very economic position, but actually, that economic position is a cause of illegal immigration. You know why? Well, let me show you this. Um, so maybe you would prefer a room in your house that just has a few colors, like maybe a few colors of like a white wall, or a brown chair, or a black TV, or a red staircase, or a green Christmas tree or something. Yeah, okay. Um, and maybe you do not have a lot of paintings on your wall because maybe colors bother you, or maybe colors irritate you, or maybe there's something that makes you feel nervous about creating art and expressing colors. And your house generally has like maybe only half of the colors of the world. So maybe instead of your house looking like my house I have here, you have um this notion from like my pillowcase here that um that these colors bother you, okay, this is Sesame Street, and you really do believe with your conservative Republican politics in America that if you prevent your children from watching Sesame Street about colors in the world, as in the colors that create who we are under God's design, and you also believe that you do not need to have so much education to learn about colors in this world, and you believe that with our problem of illegal immigration in this country, you can find the criminals and thieves out there by looking at a plain, colorless Californian map like this. And somehow you're hoping that without really paying attention to what colors we have in this world, and without having a lot of experience of knowing what colors are, you can actually just throw this rainbow away and find all of those colors without knowledge of them on this plain map where the illegal immigrants from Mexico or other countries could be anywhere. And making things more interesting, your light bulb in your mind is probably getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and the light is fading. You're losing awareness of what colors really are. You often avoid purple. You often avoid gold. You often avoid pink. You often avoid all of the colors in this world, except for something like, I don't know, like something like this. Like, for a lot of Republicans here in America, all you pay attention to is these three colors: red, white, and blue. And you have this superstition that if you stop getting education about these colors, and that if you reduce your education to these three colors, red, white, and blue, you would be able to find all the illegal immigrants in California. In particular, with this plain map that you Americans made with this wood, and although this map has no colors, you hope somehow that you could follow this map and find where the illegal immigrants are. And you save money on taxes, and you save money on education. You reduce your brain to a broken light bulb. You are seeing fewer and fewer colors, and now you're having trouble finding out where the illegal immigrants are and even where your original American people are, including your own Republicans. You big flying monkey fart! Now we don't know where they are! God. Was that your plan? Was that your educational plan for law enforcement on immigration? You see, I have colors here in my background because of my German and Russian ancestry and with my Protestant religion in my house, of course. But still, I pay attention to the colors in this world, to Sesame Street and such, because, if you want to find where, people are in life, you're going to have to know what colors are. And you're going to have to do more study of what color theory is. And more Americans are becoming uncreative, unartistic, and are having colorism, which is a kind of prejudice in America that says, if I have this magic wand of red, white, and blue, I'll be able to locate everyone, even though I do not know what the other people look like. You big flying horses farts. God. And making things even worse, more and more of you conservative Republicans are now even avoiding other conservative Republicans because, I don't know, maybe illegal immigrants from Mexico can be conservative like you. Have you ever thought of that? Or have you ever thought that maybe Republicans can become illegal immigrants somewhere else? You big flying horses fart. Do something else. Go to school or something.